Welcome to Midnight at the Quad, the podcast where we wander campus after dark and linger in the shadows of old buildings, whispered legends, and the things that go bump when the clocks strike 12. Tonight we're turning our flashlight toward one of the most haunted campuses in America, Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. If you've ever walked through those historic greens at dusk, you might feel it. A chill, a hush, the echo of footsteps that don't belong. From abandoned wards to sealed dorm rooms, from basketballs bouncing in empty hallways to the still stain of a body long gone. This campus has stories. Tonight we'll explore 3 of them and ask, what lies behind the hauntings? What remains of the living in the legend? So pull your jacket a little tighter, zoom out the flashlight, and let's begin. Our first stop is the area known as the Ridges, once the old Athens Lunatic Asylum, now part of Ohio University's campus. The asylum first opened in the late 1800s. Overcrowded, overshadowed by tragic treatments, the building hosted hundreds of patients until its closure in the 20th century. One of its most unsettling legacies is the story of Margaret Schilling. In 1978, she went missing. Her body was discovered months later on an upper floor. Locals say her clothing was neatly folded beside her body, and years later a faint outline remained where she'd lain, a stain on the mattress pad or floor that refused to fade. According to campus folklorists, 2 things people know about the asylum. 1 is that it's haunted, and 2 is there's a stain. They feed into each other. Students who live nearby or tour the building report shadowy figures in the windows, even when the lights are off. Doors that creak open by themselves, footsteps in empty hallways that stain of Margaret Schilling. Some say it's visible in a now sealed room. What draws us to such places? A building with that much suffering naturally collects stories. But it's worth remembering, behind the ghost stories are real people. Patients, workers, families, whose voices might be lost in legend. Even one local historian urges, restore her humanity. As you walk past those looming dormers on the ridges, ask yourself, are you hearing echoes of a building's history, or something more? Next, we head over to Wilson Hall on West Green, a dormitory at Ohio University that's become infamous for its haunted room, Room 428. According to campus lore and sources, Room 4-28 is said to have experienced such persistent paranormal activity that the university sealed it off. One account, a student practicing cult rituals died violently. The room was painted over repeatedly, but bloodstains kept coming through no matter how much they painted. Others mention objects flying from shelves, doors slamming, feeling pulled across the floor. On the West Green, multiple dorms share haunted reputations, but Wilson stands out. A College Express list of haunted US campuses even states OU may be perhaps one of the most haunted places in the world. The story is that a girl went up to the ridges, then came back to her dorm and killed herself. She spread blood all over the walls. I would sometimes get this really weird feeling like the air was more empty than usual while walking through the hall. Imagine living there. The creaks, the darkness, the heavy history. You're studying for finals. The hallway is silent until a ball bounces in an empty corridor. Everything feels normal until it isn't. Why does it matter? Dorms are intimate spaces. There are safe zones where we rest, where we're supposed to feel secure. When something unsettles that, it becomes folklore fast. Room 428 isn't just about a haunted room. It's about the disruption of the familiar. And maybe that's why the story persists. It tugs at our anxieties of what happens when home isn't safe. Now, stepping back, I want you to view the whole campus of Ohio University not just as buildings, but as a haunted landscape, a place where history, memory, tragedy, and legend intertwine. According to multiple sources, almost every major older building on campus has ghostly associations. Dorms, lecture halls, even cemeteries and former burial grounds. A few notable notes. The campus lies near old burial grounds and the Indian burial grounds legend in the West Green area. The claim that multiple dorms share marble sounds, hundreds of marbles rolling. In the Hall's One Campus article, that the haunted stories are so ingrained that by the time students graduate, it's almost certain they will have had a paranormal experience or two. Folklore scholars note, college campuses are ideal settings for ghost stories. They are full of transitory lives, tense energy, old buildings, and youthful anxiety about identity and mortality. Ghost stories on campuses do more than scare. They bind communities. They become part of freshman orientation lore, part of the "did you hear about it?" stories told over coffee in dorm lounges. Are the ghosts real? That's up to belief. But here's the thing. Whether we believe or not, the stories matter. They tell us about the hidden or forgotten histories of places, like asylum patients, the way architecture and environment carry emotional weight, the fear of the unseen, the something in the hallway, the way students deal with stress, isolation, belonging. In a sense, the ghost of Ohio University is both literal and metaphorical. So as you walk through those quadrangles, past the old dorms and the leafy greens, remember, the stories are part of the campus's soul. Whether you feel a breeze where there should be none, hear a faint bounce of a basketball in an empty gym, or just sense that something watched you, remember that you're not alone. Thanks for joining me tonight on Midnight at the Quad. Next week we'll head to another campus, another legend, another midnight encounter. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe and the bell. It is greatly appreciated. Until then, keep your flashlight steady, your footsteps light, and your mind open to the stories that hover just beyond the lamplight goodnight. And beware the whispers in the halls.